What's the mood been like around the place in light of Sunday's results?
Well, we are very disappointed because we lost an important game, and so we need first to recover from a disappointment and then prepare for the next challenge, as always, together.
Familiar opponent tomorrow. What do you need to do differently to get a better result?
I felt it was a very tight game until the 2-0, you know, and when you look at the end of the game, Man City had 3 shots on target, and we had 2. So overall, I believe that we have to turn the decisive moment in our favour and play with more freedom than we did. I think we played a bit apprehensive, and that is important, that we go into the game with that force that is part of our game and our philosophy.
Nacho Monreal came off in the first half on Sunday. What's the latest on him?
He's out for the 2 games this weekend, Thursday, Sunday, certainly out. He might be out for 2 more, Milan, and maybe even 1 more.
What's the problem with Nacho?
He had the inflamed back, discal problem.
And the rest of your team uses everyone else fit?
The rest, everybody is fit, yeah.
Thank you.
How do you lift your players after what happened on Sunday?
Well, when you do not get the result, that it's part of our job, you know. Part of our job is to respond and to focus on the next game. If you want only to win games, is not always possible. So that's the way how we respond. I believe that analyze well, focus on the next one, and what is part of our philosophy at the club, respond together in a united way.
You've had time to reflect on the performance, on the results. You've also had time to reflect on the criticism that you and the club has received. Spineless, pathetic. Ian Wright saying last night, the players let you down. How do you respond to that criticism?
Look, we have to live with that. That's part of the modern game, of people who comment. That job is to comment, you know, so you have to live with that. And what is important is how we respond, how we analyze the game, and how we respond in a united way. All the rest is part of the game that you have to live with. But doesn't help us to win or to lose the next game. What helps us to win the next game is how we respond internally together.
Given some of the results this year, Swansea, Nottingham Forest in particular, what gives you still that belief in your players?
We believe that is that you cite only the games we have lost, but we have won many games, and as well, what you forget, we were in the final. Nobody has put us in there on invitation. We had to fight very hard. We had to knock Chelsea out in a semi-final in 2 games, and that shows you that the team has as well quality and can fight. You know, it was 2 tough games. We had not played weak opponents to get in the final, and it's not available for everybody to get there. And after that, you have to say as well, we played against a team who dominates the Premiership by 15 points. So you know that you go in the final, nobody can guarantee you to win. You can win and lose. You have of course, not to accept it, but you know as well that can be part of a game.
Have you been told whether your position will be reviewed at the end of the season?
My position is my position, you know, that honestly, that's the last worry I have at the moment. My worry is to focus to get the team ready for tomorrow's game.
But are you aware that there is a review at the end of the season?
I just told you, I gave you just the answer of what is my way of thinking. It's the next game. You know, we are in that kind of situation where you want to focus on the next game. I don't ask you if your position is reviewed at the end of the season.
No, but I am asking you.
Yes, that's why I tell you what have I to say that. My job is to focus on performing My job is to perform, and other people is to judge me. It's not me to evaluate that.
For clarity though, are you expecting to remain in charge next season?
I just gave you the answer, you know. Is my if you need clarity, I can repeat exactly the same answer.
You talked about the next game, but specifically
Exactly, that's the clarity. Does it stop you to sleep that my position is uncertain or would not be certain or is certain? No. So what is interesting in football is the performance, is football. And is the game you will see on Thursday night. That's what is important. You know, all the rest is makes maybe headlines, but it's not really interesting.
But can you accept if you don't say it now, it does leave the door open? Why not just come out
No,
and say you will remain in charge next season, as per your contract?
Look, I'm just amazed that I have always to answer things that are exactly the same. I'm here for 21 years. I turned the whole world down to respect my contracts. So I'm still amazed that I still have to answer this kind of questions.
What's the latest on Jack Wilshere and the talks over his new contract?
It's progressing.
Are you hopeful?
Yes, but the decision belongs to him, you know. At the end of the day, you have to respect the decision of the player. Our desire is clear, is expressed, is numbered, and after that, the player has to find satisfaction and as well.
On Sunday, you had or seemed to have the tactic of being happy to let Manchester City have the ball and play the football match without the ball. Would you change that tomorrow because it didn't seem to work at Wembley?
Look, we did that in the semi-final of the Cup and it worked, you know. And just would like to remind you that the possession was 57-43, so it was much more even than what you say here. We had less the ball in the semi-final and we have beaten them. So if it was as mathematical as that, we analyze well our games, and overall I believe that yes, we always have the ball because you cannot stop them completely from having possession as well because they have top quality. As I told you, they dominate the league at the moment. There is a reason, you know, and you have to accept. I'm quite amazed how people analyze that. It looks like we have lost against the Division 5, who is bottom of the league in Division 5. We have lost against a team who dominates English football at the moment. And yes, we are unhappy. Yes, we are disappointed. Yes, we are not happy with our performance. But you have a bit as well to take perspective. And I think it's that means sit back a little bit, analyze it well with a distance, and come in and commit for the next game. And I think we lack a little bit perspective in that analysis.
In terms of perspective, though, you've lost to a team from Sweden that you normally would expect to beat last Thursday. Then you lost the League Cup final. I mean,
yeah, but you have to. There again, there's no perspective. You know, we won 3-0 the first game. What you want in two legs is to win the game, and we had our head a little bit on the Sunday game. I accept with you, we have a big disappointment on Sunday, but you cannot come out with the game against Östersund because we qualified.
But it all goes towards a feel-good factor around the club, a feel-good factor for you, and keeping people off your back and stopping them asking about your future. If you win games, no one ever asks you about how long you're going to stay at the football club.
Yes, but as I told you, what is important is what's happening to the club and the team, and my individual or personal future, or how long I will stay at the club, is less important, you know.
Finally, you've told us many times that all the time you're improving, or people improving their jobs. You know, realistically, I should be better at my job in 5 years' time than I am now. Although many people question that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're a better manager?
That is for me. That is for you as well. Don't forget that.
So, do you think you're a better manager now than you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
How do you judge that? Only by results or by the quality of work? But the problem of a manager is to take the best out of a team, you know, and how can rate that? How can you evaluate that? The only thing I can tell you, I tried to be a better manager when I was 5 years ago, and I put the effort in to be a better manager when I was 5 years ago. After that, you can say to me you don't agree, and I can understand that, but the effort, the commitment, and the hard work is behind.
Arsene, a lot of the criticism of Sunday, it seemed for the first time, or it seemed more focused on the players' character maybe than it has been in the past. When you've obviously watched that game back, do you feel that they gave you everything? Did they give you 100% in that game?
Yes, of course, but you know, I'm long enough in the game to know when you lose a big game, people always say the players don't want it enough. That's the common response that you get the most. You get always that, and you have to analyze, well, is that the serious problem in the game? Why did we lose the game because of that? I'm not convinced. You could have that impression always when the big differences like 3-0, you get that impression. But for me, it's not the main reason.
When Gary Neville, for example, picks out specific players walking when you haven't got the ball, not tracking runners, that then seems to be symptomatic of the players not giving their all. Is that not a fair
Yes,
judgment?
but you could find that on both teams, on both sides. You know, you can always get out pictures from a game where you can justify what you think. You find in every single game on both sides of the teams moments where the player doesn't track because he has. After you have to analyze why, has he made 2 runs before that to go in behind and was exhausted, or did he not track because he didn't want to track? So that's different. I believe that we have to live with that. We have to live with that criticism and respond together like we always do. As I told you, we got to the final, you know, and you don't get there by coincidence. You have to fight to get there, and that's what we did. We did not play against a poor team in the semi-final. We played against Chelsea, and we have shown that we can fight. And you have to acknowledge as well that Man City is a quality team.
I know you've talked about your future already, but just one question on it. Does what you do next season depend on qualifying for the Champions League this year?
I don't want to come out always on that. I answered that question already.
I don't know whether you have, just on that specific point.
Yeah, I answered the question there.
No, but about qualifying for the top 4 or getting into the Champions
Our
League.
target is to qualify for top 4, of course.
Are you under any pressure to do so? If you don't, are there repercussions, or does it not work that way?
What I want is for us to focus on a united way and respond tomorrow with a good game, to win the game.